Hey, Shalom, Shalom. I want to start out by saying all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahshua, Bashim Kwadash, double honors to the apostle, Nel's great millstone, peace and blessing to Yah, confession is truth throughout the four winds. Um, you can see the video is entitled, We Can't Fast Forward the Lord's Story. And just a little brief, going into a little something, just things that I've actually learned and picked up on in this walk of life, man. You're going to go through and catch all types of hell in this walk, in this life. You know what I'm saying? And one thing you have to see about the enemy and know is that he is persistent. You have to understand and know that his story and his line of work, it's no what's the word I'm looking for? It's no hang-ups. You know, he's working for Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So what you have to understand is his job comes with no interruptions. You know, our walk comes with interruptions. You know, we're interrupted by bills. We're interrupted by children. You know what I'm saying? Brothers that have wives. You know what I'm saying? You're interrupted by a lot of things. You know, and our enemy, when he comes at us, it's no interruption. So he's going to be there constantly. You know, so you have to constantly be on your game, big time. All right. This is Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach 2. And I'm going to jump around a little bit. It says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure. You know, and constantly endure. And make not haste in the time of trouble. What this is really telling you is when you get put in a situation or you're in the meat grinder, constantly observe yourself. Constantly observe your walk. You know, daily. Always look, am I doing my best? What am I doing wrong? You got to daily, constantly fight yourself. It's a constant battle of fighting yourself in this walk, okay? And it's real. Like it's real. It's like you're not going to fake the funk on this, bro. You know? And I kind of look at it like being that I work out, you know? And it's a saying that when you see someone who works out, that's something that can't be faked. If you see someone and they're like, you know, the time was put in. You know what I'm saying? There was time put in. You can't buy muscles for tomorrow. Okay? You got to put that time and that work in to get the body that you want to achieve. No different in its truth, just a different analogy. Okay? You got to constantly grind. You got to constantly endure, constantly read, constantly fast, constantly pray to build up that spiritual body. Okay? So, it's the same thing. Okay, so you're going to go through these things, and that's building you up spiritually. Okay, and make not haste in a time of trouble. All right, so in times of trouble, you can't speed up or fast forward the Lord's story because you're put in a position to where it's uncomfortable. You just got to constantly endure through it. You know, it's going to make you and build you into what the Lord wants you to be. It said, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. You know, and that's the part that kind of can be, and when you're living in these bodies, you know, it can kind of be discomforting, you know, but we have to live by these words. So we got to take that lick and roll with the punch. You know what I'm saying? It says, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. And the state is somewhere you live. So now these things aren't just going to come, but you're going to constantly endure them. When you change to a lower state, the estate is a place where you live. Your estate is like, that's your lot. You're planted there. So you got to take everything that comes to you where you are cheerfully. You got to take it and be like, it's going to make me stronger. You know, a lot of times in this flesh, that's not just simple to do. It says, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Furnace is very hot. Okay, that's when you really know where things lie with metals and precious minerals of the earth when they go in that furnace. Because bullshit can't last in the furnace. It's going to wither away. But those minerals, they're going to. Okay? So, and you think about it, bro. It's like you have to have that furnace to break down gold. You can't stick gold in a pot of water and melt it down. It's not hot enough. You know, so you're going to have to understand that walks in this life, you're going to be really tried through real fire. It's not going to be no over the stove shit. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a furnace. It's going to be hot. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to build you and make you what you need to be. You know, so you can't fast forward the story because it's uncomfortable and it's like it's really getting, the heat is getting turned up on you. It's Sirach 4:26. It says, "Be not ashamed to confess thy sins, and force not the course of the river." Okay? You can't force the course of the river. It's the Lord's story. You know, you can't change what's going on. You can't change what's going to happen. All you can do is endure. You know? Because you have no hand in the mix of this life. Your hand isn't in the mix. What's going to happen is going to happen. You know? And once you understand that, that makes being cheerful when you're brought low, it makes it a little easier because you understand there's nothing I can do about this anyway. So why not just say, this is part of the walk, you know? If you understand how a river works, you can't change no matter what you do. You're not going to change the course of it. You can't change it. That's how your life is. Your life is a river, and it's going to flow in the directions that the Lord has it flow. All right? Make not thyself an underling to a foolish man, neither accept the person of the mighty. You know? Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. So, when you do all these things and follow these instructions of Yahweh Shem Yahushai to take things cheerfully and thank him through these adversities that you go through, he's going to fight for you. He's going to say, boom, let me give him a spirit that makes it a little more to where it's not so hard on him. You know what I'm saying? Let me like put a spirit on him to where it's like, okay, I'm guiding him. He's going to get through this. Okay? It says, be not hasty in thy tongue, and in thy deeds slack and remiss. So, don't be in a woe is me spirit. Don't be in a mind frame of, man, this life is fucking hard, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't be in that type of mind frame. You know, it gets rough, you know, but this is part of the walk. You know, this is part of the walk, and we have to endure. All right? This is James 1:2. My brethren, count it all joy when thou shalt fall into diverse temptations. Different temptations. So you have to understand that the adversary, he's going to come from all angles. This is what when I opened up, I was saying that he has no limitations on, no, not limitations, but when he comes at you, it's not going to be him getting sidetracked. So if he's going to do something, it won't get sidetracked. You know what I'm saying? Like we get sidetracked, you know what I'm saying? It's a thing called attention span. You'll be doing something and your attention span is so short. You look at children today and you'll wonder why their attention span is so short. Just go to when they watch TV. Their mind is focused on the show they're watching, and then a commercial comes on and their mind goes somewhere else. Now they'll go back to what they were watching and another commercial will come on. This is why their attention span is so short, because they can't directly focus on something constantly. All right. So it's the same here, you know, and we grew up like that. So Satan, he doesn't have that problem with attention span. He can constantly focus on knocking you off, getting you off the straight and narrow path. So it's nothing with him like that. So he's constantly on his game. So you got to constantly be on your game. That's moving in the spirit, you know. It says, count it all joy when you fall into those situations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith works patience. Now, the next time when a trial comes, you can be like, well, the Lord got me through that. He brought me through. I made it through that, through Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and that's the only way you're going to make it through. So you can't fast forward the story and be like, oh man, I'm ready for this to get over with. No, you gotta endure. You gotta deal, you know? It says, but let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. So let patience work till the job is complete. On to the next trial. You know, it's going to be on to the next trial. You're going to catch a little moment of, okay, and then the next trial comes. It's just working your patience to where you totally sell out and trust the Lord, you know. Lamentation, because like if you don't trust the Lord in the beginning of your trial, that's what it's working towards, you know. You can go through a trial and the first thing you do is you try to depend on self. You try to go to self and be like, well, let me try this. And that's the flesh working. So the first thing we need to do if a trial comes is trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's all we can do. Okay. Lamentations 3:26. It is good that man should both hope and quietly wait for salvation, for the salvation of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Hope and wait patiently, quietly. You know what I'm saying? Wait, and it's like, it's coming. You know it's coming. Okay? It is good for a man that he bear the yoke of his youth. Okay? You bear it. Everything has to be bared. You know, you have to basically go through this life, and it's called growing pains. You know? It's growing pains. You can't be in a position and do things in this life. You can't fast forward it. Are we kings? Yes, we are. Are we kings at this present moment in this captivity? In the mind frame? But physically, no. So we have to wait for those things, even though we know they're coming. Okay? It says, he sitteth alone and keepeth silence, because he hath borne it upon him. He putteth his mouth in the dust, if so be there may be hope. Okay? So you got to get out of the way of yourself also. You can actually be in your own way. You can trip over your own feet. And that's something you don't want to do, man. You have to be led by the Spirit, and you can't force the course of the river or basically try to push yourself through this battle without the Spirit. Okay? It says Acts 14:22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Confirming, to establish, besides strengthen more, to render more firm, to confirm. How are we going to be confirmed? Tribulation. Tribulation. Pressing together. Pressure. It's a metaphor for oppression, affliction, tribulation, distress, straits. You're forced to go on a straight and narrow path. Okay? It's no way around it. This is what's going to happen. Okay? And with that, I want to say, Call Halayim La, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, B'Shem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the Apostle Nels Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to you, brothers, Christians, truth throughout the four winds. Till next time, Shalom.